So we've had this space shuttle right here in the sim for a little while now. If you go back and look at my old videos, you can see it was roughly 3 months ago. But fast forward till today, and Touching Cloud came out with this, the 747 SCA, to accompany the space shuttle. Now, unfortunately for this to work, you do need the Captain Sim space shuttle. I don't remember the price. I remember it being somewhat reasonable, and for a Captain Sim product, actually pretty good. Go watch that video. I'll link it down below. Now, you may be saying, we've seen a 747 SCA in your videos, and that is true. There's a mod one, which is not bad, but you can't control the shuttle itself, only the plane. So this should be very cool and unlike anything we've seen so far. It's also perfectly in time for the Lego 747 SCA, which, by the way, it looks like I'm going to have to buy because that video where I referenced it is going to hit 20,000 likes, I think. And if this video gets 20,000 likes, I'll buy it as soon as it comes out. Like I was saying, this is perfect timing. We'll read a little bit about it because it is kind of interesting. So they say that there's 3 flight modes available. One is space shuttle delivery by carrier aircraft, which sounds like you literally just fly the 747 from one airport to another with the shuttle attached the whole time. They give you an example of airports you can use as well there, but that's not very important. Then space shuttle approach and landing training. Now this seems like the coolest part. Get ready. So we select a departure and arrival airport, obviously. You'll start the flight on the 747, of course. And then once you're at least 10,000 feet, I know this is kind of hard to see behind my camera, you can initiate the shuttle separation. The hotkey for that is navigation lights, so Alt-N or L, which I need to write down because I will forget. And then you can basically do the last part of the shuttle arrival where you guide it in to land. Before we get into this, one thing I'm slightly concerned about, control carrier engine thrust using the flaps handle. So I'm assuming we won't even be in the 747 at any point. We're going to be flying the 747 from the shuttle, which is a little bit strange.
Space Shuttle Houston speaking. Runway is clear. Once you are ready, set flaps handle to the takeoff position, and we will give you clearance to take off.
Wow, okay. So definitely have some upgrades as far as people talking to you. Let's actually get rid of this weather as well. Okay, we'll make it clear skies. So like you heard the guy, and like you can see as well, we're stuck in the space shuttle cockpit, which is a little disappointing, I won't lie. Okay, ignore this A320. Setting our flaps handle to, okay. So I just did flaps down. Well, let's actually control this here. This is accelerating excessively quickly either. Can I?
You need to gain at least 10,000 feet. Joining formation.
Okay. Oh, this is cool. I mean, these F-18s are definitely a little, a little bit closer than you'd want them to be. I also did hit the gear button. Oh, there they go. Okay, gear's finally going away. A little bit delayed there. Now, this is interesting because there's no audio from our 747. These F-18s following us are very cool, though, I won't lie. I mean, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's loop around here. Like I said, for our first little trial, we're not actually detaching the space shuttle. Let's just see if I can get on the ground safely. And then we'll go over to Edwards Air Force Base and see how it actually is. Okay, on approach into KTTS now. Now, I have a few little kind of thoughts that I'd like to say. Firstly, since our throttle is not controlling anything on the shuttle, why can't we just use normal throttle for the 747? That's first thoughts. Second thoughts, do I land this cockpit view or external view? And more thoughts, why can't we get some 747 audio here, considering obviously it's not a 747-100 in the sim, but we do have a 747 in the sim that they could have used. But let's see how the landing goes. Then I'm really excited though, because the whole point of this is kind of to pilot the shuttle and detach it from the plane. So I'm excited to try that next. And it's kind of hard to tell. We're bouncing a little bit here. It's in a way, it's hard to tell when you're even off on the ground. It's a very strange feeling. First impressions, that's definitely interesting. So let's get in here and try detaching the shuttle. And here we are, Edwards Air Force Base as our takeoff and arrival. We'll be landing in the shuttle instead of the 747. Now, a couple thoughts I had in the meantime. Firstly, it would be cool if the 747 was fully automated. So for example, the landing gear is, but if the flight was fully automated, that would be pretty cool as well. Now, another thing I'm curious to see here once we detach, where or what does the 747 do? Because we will no longer be in control of it. That does look pretty cool right there with our shadow. We'll fast forward up to 10,000 feet. I'll try to stay around Edwards area. We'll see how this no doubt disastrous landing ends up going. We are finally over 10,000 feet here. I apologize for all the wind noise. If I remember correctly, it was Control N. Let's try to level out slightly. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that did nothing. Now, our second attempt, I think it's the drag chute. 3, 2, 1. And there we go. So 747 is going off into the distance. Not sure exactly where. Also, I'm not sure how long I'll be able to keep him in frame. We may lose him. Yeah, I don't know if he has any logic or reason of where he's going, but he's gone. And now it is you, me, and this space shuttle trying to make it back to Edwards, which is right below us. Oh, look at that. So that's the direction it wants me to go, I assume. We're just going to eyeball it and see what happens. Our co-pilot, like it said, is guiding me. He told me right then that I was too slow. I'm going to listen to this guy.
7,000. 2 and 30. 2 and 40. 5,000.
Okay, altitude callouts. We might be high, but we might be okay here, actually.
4,000. Right on course.
Right on course. Again, these things have an incredibly aggressive angle coming down. We might be able to do this.
2,000.
In the flare, on the gear, will be early chute deploy.
Gear is armed.
Here we go.
700.
Oh no, this is going to be terrible.
Gear.
2.
Gear. This might actually not be that bad.
2 and 40. 100. 2 and 30.
Come on.
25.
Oh! And
Nose gear touchdown.
for whatever reason, when you detach or when you touch down, it changes your view from inside to outside.
65. 60.
It's giving us airspeed callouts now.
35.
And that is pretty cool. And there we have it. The first add-on 747 SCA for Microsoft Flight Sim, especially one where the shuttle can actually be used. I think I paid around $5 for this. I forgot to tell you guys that at the beginning. So very reasonably priced. Is it worth it? In all honesty, even for just a few missions, kind of is.